Hey everyone, Violet here, and it's been a minute, so of course I got more books. Let's talk about them. Okay, so this is going to be my category romances that I've gotten in the past couple of months. So we'll start with the few non-historicals I have, and then we'll get to the historicals, the fun stuff. Okay, so we've got a Harlequin Intrigue, which is a romantic suspense called A Death at the Wedding by Tyler Ann Snell. And okay, blurb. They were inseparable as kids, so when Eve returns to Seven Roads asking Detective Darius Williams to stop her fake wedding, he's confused, more so when a dead body is found in the church lobby. Now there's a murder to solve and reason for Darius to protect his best friend from a series of attacks. As their investigation proceeds, the detective grows closer to the woman he owes his life to. He'll break any rule to save her from a deadly conspiracy plotted by a powerful enemy. Dun dun dun. But yeah, I got this one because, like, the wedding dress. Okay. Then we've got, let's see, we'll go with Montana Mavericks. We have Roping the Maverick by Kathy Douglas. A wild country heart longing to be tamed. Rancher Ellis Corey cherishes his quiet life in tenacity, and he's in no hurry to settle down. Or so he thinks. Tiffany Brandt may not be a cowboy boot-wearing, hang-out-at-a-saloon type of date, but that's alright with Ellis. The fun-loving city girl will be heading back to Bronco in a few weeks, so there's no danger of them getting too involved. Tiffany truly believes casual is what she wants. She denies there could be anything more between them, but the charismatic horseman is quick to realize that saying goodbye to Tiffany is the last thing he wants to do. So I keep acquiring the black cowboy books under the hope that eventually I will read them and like a cowboy book. Will that happen? I don't know. Okay, we've got Reunion with the Doc by Mona Schroff. This is, I believe she is Indian and her characters are like South Asian. And this is part of the Destination Forever series. It's just a vacation fling, but can it lead to something more? Jobless and stranded in Hawaii, Nimita Chaudhary is in no hurry to return home to her South Asian family with her tail between her legs. Fate hands her a chance to stay in paradise a little longer, but it comes with a catch. She has to play tour guide to Roshan Dave, the star of her worst high school memory. She's braced for the worst, but the handsome doctor is no longer the jerk she remembers. In fact, they discover a sizzling connection neither can resist. After all, what happens in Hawaii stays in Hawaii, right? Or could it be that fate might have one more reunion in store for them? So this sounds very, very cute. We've got a Harlequin romance called Reluctant Bride's Baby Bombshell by Rachel Stewart, who I've kind of been trying to collect all of hers. So, okay. Unwilling Bride, Unexpected Baby. Oh my. Returning to her family's outback homestead, Eve feels like a fish out of water. She's only in town to contest the ridiculous terms of her inheritance. Get married as if. Finding a distraction in the arms of a gorgeous stranger Nate is one thing. Discovering he's the lawyer enforcing her father's will is another. And the biggest bombshell of all is that their one night had consequences. So this is part of a multi-author series. I think there were 4 of them called 1 Year to Wed. All right, lastly, we've got 2 medical romances. We have Off Limits on Deck by Luana de Rosa. Sailing into forbidden waters. Catalina Reyes is ready to live life her way. Registering as a doctor aboard a Mediterranean cruise seems like the perfect way to spend a no-holds-barred summer, until Kat discovers her cabin mate is her best friend's infuriatingly straight-laced brother, Dr. Theo Morgan. As they explore glittering ports from the French Riviera to the Greek islands, Theo's no-nonsense approach clashes with Kat's carefree spirit, and their friction sparks an off-limits attraction they can't resist. They both know it can't last, yet neither is ready to abandon ship. I got this because it was interracial, but also I did have, my friend was obsessed with the very bad medical show Dr. Odyssey, the single season it aired. So, doctoring on a cruise ship. Fun times. And then we've got Second Chance with His Sunshine Surgeon by Amy Rutan? I think this one's very cute. Another shot with the one who got away. Dr. Emily Moreau can't afford a second of frivolity, not with a lifetime of expectation on his shoulders. Only fun-loving fellow resident Chloe MacDonald ever tempted him to look away from his responsibilities, so naturally their breakup was a necessary sacrifice. Years later, Chloe's become a top-class surgeon, and calling her in on a tricky case is a no-brainer, professionally speaking. But Emile's brooding heart isn't so sure, because being around Chloe is as alluring as ever. So I believe the heroine in this is Asian, and so that's fun. But I also do love a second chance, so yeah. Alright, so now, down to the real fun. We've got many a historical. So, let's start with the older historicals that I have. We have one signet. The Major Meets His Match by Bear Bancroft. Let's see if I can get away from the shine. There we go. A major mismatch. For anyone to think that Lady Vanessa Rain might consider marrying someone as far beneath her as an engineer is simply preposterous. She has never heard anything as ridiculous as the match proposed by her well-meaning sire, and even though 3 seasons have passed with no offer of marriage, Lady Vanessa keeps up hope. The match in question, Major Charles Tyrone, is quite in agreement with Lady Vanessa. He would sooner return to battle than marry the shrew. But when dire straits throw the two together, laying bare Vanessa's true mettle, Charles yearns to test the waters, and there's nothing like a sound kiss to change a woman's mind. This is in, practically perfect shape. The spine isn't cracked or anything, and this has got to be from, early 2000s. So, yeah, excited to get to this one eventually. Okay, now we've got some Harlequin historicals. More Harlequin old historicals. There we go. So, we'll go from the really old ones here. So, Blythe Gifford's Innocence Unveiled, which is a medieval. He is a man of secrets. When a mysterious seductive traitor arrives at her door, noblewoman Catherine de Gravere reluctantly agrees to give him shelter. The payment, enough wool to keep her precious looms filled. She is a woman of lies. Sleeping under the same roof, tempted every minute to let his fingers linger on this flame-haired, reserved innocent, Renard wonders if she suspects his real reasons for being there. In a town where no one feels safe, Catherine makes him yearn for things long forbidden, but can he trust her not to betray him? I'm guessing he's a spy or something? I don't know. But it's a medieval, so, I had to get it. Speaking of medievals, Laurie Grant's My Lady Midnight, which, look at her dress. I mean, come on. Oh, this one has a fun thing on the back as well. Clench on the back. How could one hide a noble heart? Elaine, Baron of Hawkswell, knew his children's winsome nursemaid was not all she seemed. Nay, beneath her serf's homespun lay a golden soul whose mysterious allure would change his life forever. Lady Claire de Coverley dared not reveal her Norman identity or her duplicitous mission to the imposing Lord of Hawkswell Castle, for to do so would destroy the joy she found with his children and end the exquisite passion she felt in his arms. So I guess she's a Norman spy? I don't know enough about ye medieval England times, but excited to find out. Speaking of which, The Shielded Heart by Sharon Schultz, another old one in perfect condition. Look at this spot. It's so pretty. Oh, and it also has they're also hanging out on the back too. Very cute. Her gift set her apart from the world of men. Swen Sewardson had vowed to keep Anna de Limoges safe, yet the church's decree that she remain innocent seemed a sin against nature, for the beauteous artisan was a woman made for loving, particularly by him. Anna de Limoges had never seen the likes of Swen Sewardson, a warrior tall and true. Here was a man of passion and secrets who asked only to be her friend. But didn't he realize that Anna would pay any price to become more than a friend to the Honorable Swen? This seems kind of flirty and cute. I'm here for it. Okay, we've got Deborah Simmons's The Vicar's Daughter. I think this is a Regency. And we've got a bit fun on the back, too. Lord Wycliffe had finally met his match. With golden hair and eyes of springtime green, Charlotte Trowbridge was the toast of the London season. An incomparable goddess, her dazzled admirers proclaimed. But the Earl of Wycliffe knew she was only a vicar's daughter with the taste of heaven on her lips. Methodical, logical, orderly, Charlotte would also have to add devilishly handsome to her description of Lord Wycliffe. Still, the man was desperately in need of some loosening up, and it looked as though she was the only woman capable of rattling his famous reserve. Okay, that sounds cute. Got some more older Harlequin historicals, but they are newer than that. So we've got Lucy Ashford's The Captain and His Innocent, which is a Regency. In bed with the enemy. The war is over, Napoleon is in exile, and Elie Duchamp's world is forever changed. Now, embroiled in a web of espionage on the Kentish coast, Elie finds herself at the mercy of a dangerous but intriguing stranger, former army captain Luke Danbury. In a world ruled by danger and deception, it's hard to know who to trust, but try as she might to remind herself that Luke is her enemy, innocent Elie cannot help but respond to the craving she senses in the captain's kiss. So, yeah, more spy stuff. Very fun. We've got a bind-up of some novellas / short stories from Jeannie Lynn, Silk, Swords, and Surrender, which has a gorgeous cover. So there are 4 novellas from her, Tang Dynasty... Oh, no, 5, I'm sorry. Tang Dynasty China series in this. So, yeah. And then we've got most recent of, the older ones, The Lady's Bargain with the Rogue by Melissa Oliver. There we go. And this is a Victorian. The rogue she loves to hate or her greatest temptation. Lady Elizabeth Bodden Trebars, determined to reclaim the Cornish ancestral home her good-for-nothing late husband gambled away and unearth her family's long-lost riches. As the new owner is Sebastian Marsden, a notorious rogue she would rather avoid, she'll ensure he cannot dismiss her by storming his gaming hell. We have so many tropes here already. Sebastian wants nothing more with the Taunt after a bitter family scandal, but when Lady Eliza refuses to give up without a fight, he entertains her treasure hunt, if only to stop her pressing on his every nerve. Yet he reluctantly admires her tenacity, and a sizzling attraction begins to stir. Oh. Okay, so now we're on to the new ones. You can still get these on the site if you would like. All right, March, we've got 3 Regencies of Victorian and Medieval. So, A Secret to Shock the Earl by Laura Martin. Long Lost Love, A Newfound Heir. Richard, the Earl of Farnley, believed he had lost his sweetheart, Hetty, forever. Amid the carnage of the Peninsular War, she was torn from his arms, thought dead. But now she's back on his doorstep, with their 2-year-old child! Thinking Richard had abandoned her, pregnant Hetty became trapped in a joyless marriage to a cruel man. Now a widow, she's finally free, but alone, vulnerable, and penniless. Richard is her only hope for refuge. They're bound by their son in an undeniable connection, but when they both bear the scars of the past, is a rekindled romance more than she can promise. That's fun. I mean, it sounds pretty dramatic for them, but fun for me. We have The Dangers of Deceiving a Duke by Louise Allen. Love this dress. So pretty. She's a mystery that the Duke will solve. After fleeing Bouton in ruin, Lady Catherine Brandon built a new life in sleepy Oxfordshire. Her secret past means anything beyond an acquaintance is out of the question. So the arrival of Quinn Falconer, the Duke of Harland, threatens everything when their startling attraction becomes recklessly tempting. Though Quinn has ambitions for the town that borders his newly inherited estate, Cat is diverting all his attention. With the grace of a high society debutante and the gumption of someone who's known hardship, she is a compelling contradiction, and the more he investigates, the stronger the pull toward her. Fun. Truth or Dare with the Viscount by Sadie King. A battle of wits with her vexing Viscount. Lady Elspeth refuses to endure the scrutiny of the marriage mart any longer, nor accept the shame of being more intelligent than any prospective husband she is expected to obey. Then she meets her new neighbor, Robert Barden, a rakish Viscount as alluring as he is maddening. Robert may be scorched with scandal, but he will not risk tarnishing a lady's reputation. Yet every provocation from Elspeth stokes an irresistible urge to play with fire. As the truth of his alleged wickedness unravels under Elspeth's shrewd gaze, dare he hope they can overcome society's scorn and spend a lifetime sparring. Oh, he wants to argue with her forever. Ain't that true love? Okay, we've got one Victorian, A Scoundrel for the Suffragist by Melissa Oliver. Can a rebel with a cause love a rogue without a care? As an ardent campaigner for women's rights, Cecily Duddlecott is accustomed to exasperating men, but gaming hell proprietor Dominic Marsden beats them all. Wherever she goes, he's there, smirking. Most infuriating of all, their friction makes sparks fly. Then Dominic reveals why he's tailing her. He suspects her latest suitor of conducting criminal activity in his club. Cece joins his cause, and the attraction between them becomes impossible to ignore, as do Dominic's hidden depths. Cece determined long ago she'd never again risk her heart, so why is she tempted to stake it all on a scoundrel? Ooh, fun. And finally, we've got a medieval, The Warrior's Rescued Bride by Denise Lynn. The warrior's mission, rescue his first love. The king can order Idan of Rule to rescue Lady Amis, but years after she jilted him on their wedding eve, Idan doesn't have to like it. Though he embarks on the dangerous journey to bring the stubborn beauty to safety, Idan must resist the undying pull between them. When her loved ones were threatened, Amis fled her betrothal to protect Idan. Now reunited, she still sees pain, anger, and desire burning in his eyes. Telling him the truth will only stoke the fire that once consumed them, and with battle approaching, can they risk everything to make the vows they always intended? So this is like a road trip second chance situation. Fun. Let's go with equals. All right, let's start with the Regencies. We have The Undercover Heiress by Catherine Tinley. Catherine Tinley. An innocent deception could cost her everything. Voyaging to England and the fiancé she's never met, Manhattan heiress Sophia Van Bergen is desperate for one last adventure before becoming an ornamental wife. She convinces her late aunt's maid to swap places temporarily, giving her access to an exciting new below-stairs world at the end of Hartington's estate. But when she starts to fall for her employer, Sophia realizes she's in for a bigger adventure than she bargained for. Hart is in search of a wealthy wife, and Sophia has the money to save him, but will the cost of revealing her deception prove too high? And this is part of the Heiress Switch series, which I think no, the first one was The Maid's Masquerade. I'm not sure if I had that or not. Next Regency is Marriage Maiden Scandal by Joanna Johnson. Married in scandal, bound by love, Louisa Burcombe dreams of marrying for love, until an unruly pheasant leaves her with a ripped dress in the presence of gruff Gabriel, Baron of Farnham. Upon being discovered and threatened with social disgrace, Louisa must accept his reluctant proposal, if only her new husband was not so intent on brooding for eternity. After his late wife's betrayal and the slanderous rumors meant to destroy him, Gabriel keeps the world at arm's length. His new wife's warmth soon gets under his skin, but his past still casts a haunting shadow. Can Gabriel step into the light and show Louisa the man behind the scandal? Then we've got two Victorians. We've got Daring to Dream of the Duke by Laurie Robinson. A wallflower fit for a duke? Rosemary Crofton has always dreamed of marrying a dashing duke, just like her best friend's brother, Michael Knight. Knight Rider. But as Rosemary's stepbrother always reminds her, someone so clumsy, plain, and unrefined could never hope for such a future. Her stepmother's mean. Yet when enigmatic Michael needs Rosemary's help protecting his sister, she's suddenly facing a season on his Grace's arm, as she's whisked between the town's most fashionable addresses, including London Zoo. She begins to feel that someone like her could belong in Michael's world. Will Rosemary write her own fairy tale ending and claim her knight in shining armor after all? This is part of the Brides for Sworn Bachelors series. And I think this might be the first one. Michael Knight is just that's such a choice, Lori. I love you, girl. And then we got another Victorian, Becoming His Dollar Duchess by Bronwyn Scott. I love this cover. I think it's so pretty. She's entirely unsuitable, but everything he desires. To gain control of her family's sourdough empire, American heiress Zephrine Duval must marry a titled Englishman or her father's dubious choice. Beginning her husband hunt among London's high society, she encounters the divinely handsome, British as tea, but thoroughly disapproving Hale Eberly, Duke of Sunderland. Hale has no desire or need for a dollar princess bride, except the grumpy Duke is begrudgingly drawn to vivacious Zeffie's sunny charm. So when Zeffie sets her sights on a Raquel for a husband, Hale is compelled to step in, but will he meet her at the altar himself? I don't know. Maybe. And finally, we've got A Viking, Stolen by Her Viking Enemy by Roxy Harper. Swords are drawn, sparks will fly. For years, Shield Maiden Kara has suffered her stepfather's cruelties to ensure her secret daughter's safety. So being seized at sword point by Axel, her stepfather's ruthless enemy, feels like switching one captivity for another, until glimpses of the man beneath the armor have her wondering if her captor could be her savior. Raised in Constantinople, Axel has returned to his Viking roots to avenge the destruction of his father's jarldom. Taking Kara was just part of his revenge. Revenge! But when he realizes they have a common enemy, can his betrayal-scarred heart learn to trust and love again? Who knows? I have not read a Viking book yet. I feel like I should read some Viking books. So yeah, those were the categories that I grabbed for the past couple of months. I definitely will have more, probably fairly soon. But yeah, that is me for now. I am working on other videos currently, so those will come out when they're done. In the meantime, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye!